Wir sind heute im moon13 beim Festival We Love Techno Club. Und an meiner Seite ist einer der Shooting Stars der Trance-Szene, Lastly. Schön, dass du hier bist.
Hello, how you doing?
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
And I saw some of your set, and I was blown away. I'd never seen you play live. How did you like it here, playing the Techno Club for the first time?
Techno Club is such a legendary name and such an amazing event. You know, when I was living in South Africa back in the day, I always heard about Techno Club, and you would always see the flyers. So it's just great to be part of it finally, and it's a great experience.
When was the first time you heard the name Tala 2XLC?
When I was 16, and I'm 30 now. Not saying that Tala is old or anything, but
yeah.
I mean, I got into the scene when I was very young, of course, and he was just one of the pioneers, and he still is one of the legends of trance music. And I'm happy to see that he's keeping trance alive in Germany, because there isn't anyone else that's doing it at the moment. So it's great to be part of it. It's great to be part of his circle.
Did you buy his compilations?
I bought compilations that had his tracks on, and on the occasions that he was performing, I used to see the flyers, and I'd wish I would be there, but you know, it was always in Europe, and I was in South Africa, and in fact, he came to South Africa recently, and that was the first time that I actually met him, and it was just an amazing experience. You kind of feel as a new person in trance, as an artist, to finally meet your heroes.
Yeah.
It's a great thing, and he's such a down-to-earth guy, and he makes you feel like you're really welcome, you know. So it's been fantastic.
Who were some of your early musical inspirations?
I'd say it's not really anything to do with DJs or anything. I'd say Joy Division, Depeche Mode, a lot of country music from America, a lot of Elvis, some folk stuff like Sinatra and Nat King Cole, but then also rock like Deftones, newer stuff, and yeah, a bit of everything. Like my favorite artist at the moment is Moderat, who's obviously from Germany as well. Love Moderat, Mode Selector, Niels Fromm. So it's kind of weird because it's everything that's outside of what we do. But I get my inspiration from them.
And local artists in the trance scene?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really listen to trance. It's something that I don't really get into. I enjoy it because I write it, and but I always kept to myself with trance. I mean, when I was growing up, obviously listening to a lot of guys like Paul van Dyk and you know, a lot of the guys which was part of the label that I used to do A&R for, like John O'Callaghan, John Askew, and that sort of stuff. A lot of them were also, I guess, you know, part of as an influence, but I always wanted to do a certain sound that I had in my head, and that's what I did. I never had like a specific person in trance where I was like, that's what I want to do.
You play different music than what you produce. How would you define your sound, your producing sound, and your DJ sound?
The stuff I produce, I play depending on what happens. Like tonight at Techno Club, when I took over, it was very trancey, but I ended up playing a lot more techno.
Yeah.
I love techno, and techno to me is Germany too. So I ended up playing more techno than anything else, and that was great. So electronic music is electronic music. It's not defined by genre, but it is electronic, and that's what it does for me.
Yeah, we were just excited a second ago. You met DJ Doc.
Yes.
And I mean, he's a legend. So
Absolutely.
did you listen to his music? I mean, but it's very old. I mean, you're not that old yet.
Dag is just a total legend. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're from Africa or you're from whatever continent. It's incredible to meet him, and I think the important thing is that you give your respect, you pay your respect to people that's been doing this for a very long time. I mean, I started out on vinyl, and guys like himself, as well as people like Sven Vath and all of these guys are still doing it, playing vinyl or whatever. That's important. It's important to pay tribute to that and to respect them, because to me, those are the guys that matter. They shaped what we do at the moment. So, yeah, totally.
No, correct me if I'm wrong. Another You.
Yes.
That reminds me very much on the PVD sound.
Yeah.
From 1999.
Yeah.
Tell me why. Was there any inspiration there? I had to say that.
The funny thing is that a lot of people always, even in interviews, they always say that, you know, Lostly is kind of like the Paul van Dyk from the old days, the sound. It's very similar to it because, I mean, I absolutely love Paul van Dyk, the old Paul van Dyk. I haven't been really getting into his new stuff that much, but his older stuff really, I mean, sure, definitely influenced me. I mean, I used to buy his records, and Vandit was a very important label for me back then. I don't know, maybe the sound just sounds similar to his. Yeah. And Another You is just really a song about an ex. And yeah, if it sounds like it sometimes, and I don't know why, but maybe it does. I don't know, but it's a great compliment to always have, I guess.
I really like your remix, Daydream, Thrill Seekers.
Yes.
Is that a remix that you're really proud of?
To be honest, I wish I could have done better on that remix. It was still the beginning of my career somewhat in trance, and I would have loved to have redone that remix today. But that's the problem with being an artist. You're never satisfied with what you're doing, and any piece is only finished because you just leave it alone, and that's what it is. Because you're just satisfied to leave it, but it's never finished. None of my pieces are ever finished. It's always, I'm just satisfied to kind of leave them. I wish I could redo that one a little bit more, but it was nice. I mean, and Steve is a good mate of mine, and he was happy with it. But we'll see in the future. Maybe I'll just do another one for him and really kind of improve on it.
You recently released your debut album, No Direction Home. How has the feedback been on that?
It's been great. We went to number 2 on the trance charts on Beatport, and it was there for 2 weeks. Number 1 was Hardwell on the trance charts, which was kind of odd and weird. So I felt okay with being second. The album's just done really well, and it sold out. And that whole album was just basically me locking myself up in the studio and not really seeing much daylight. Was a really weird, kind of intimate stage of my life, and I'm glad with the way that it came out. Eventually, it was good.
Was making your debut album what you expected it to be, or was it a process that turned out totally different than what you expected going into making the album?
Yeah, it was more. I produced 2 or 3 tracks, and they had similar sounds. And I thought, you know what? Whilst I'm in this frame of mind, and I don't want to go out, and I just want to be with myself, I'm just gonna just carry on writing. And I ended up writing another 3 or 4 songs, and the next thing I knew, I had enough content for an album, and I said, all of this music, it kind of works for an album. Doing an album in trance is not common anymore. Everyone's doing singles and EPs and all that sort of stuff. And I just decided, you know what, let me do this whole album and make it a story instead of just writing random songs.
I recently saw a picture of you strolling along the Rhine River in Cologne. Do you get inspiration doing that?
So being in Germany is an extremely important thing for me, because a big part of me is my heritage is German, and I'm here. I've moved to Germany because I want to get my heritage back. It's a big thing for me to get my German citizenship back. It's all of that is it's really important to me, and being here changes a lot of things, the way I think, and just being in Germany, I don't know, there's an energy always, the people, it makes you want to write, it makes you just want to be here and just do it.
It doesn't get any more German than Frauenstein, your name.
Exactly,
And
man.
your great-grandfather is from Dresden.
Correct, yeah. So my great-grandfather's from Dresden, and he moved to South Africa, and since then we've obviously lost citizenship. And I'm here to get it back, and I'm learning German every day and embracing my culture because it's who I am.
Good for you. You still, haven't been so long on the scene. With what artists would you like to work in the studio with?
At the moment, I'd love to do. I don't know. I'd love to do. Actually, I've messaged Kai Trassard, and he actually said, you know what? I said to him, listen, man, would you be keen on doing like a collaboration or something like this and do some work together? Because I'm in Germany now, I'd like to do some work with German producers. And he said, absolutely, man, it'd be awesome. So it's in the plans for me and him to meet up and to start doing some work together. With myself and Tala as well, we're going to work on a new collaboration. So yeah, absolutely.
You were recently in one of my favorite cities in the world, Buenos Aires.
Yes.
How did you like it there?
South America is the best place. It's just energy, and the people are so happy when they have someone from another country playing there. It doesn't even matter who you are, really. They're just very appreciative. And it was my first time in Argentina. I've done the other parts like Colombia and Peru and Venezuela and that sort of stuff. But Argentina is beautiful, great crowd, and the promoter there, he's the biggest promoter there for trance. And we literally packed out a stadium. It was myself, Mark Sherry, and Ben Nicky. It's a fantastic event, man. I love Argentina. It's great.
Any backstage secrets with Ben Nicky?
Ben is a very, very chilled out guy. He's not what everyone thinks. Yeah, we had a nice steak together, and shortly after he played, he left, and myself and Mark had a back-to-back set at around 6 o'clock in the morning or something like this. So it was just perfect. It was really good.
Okay, Andre, we've come to the end. Now, obviously, you're still gonna have a long career, but if you had your last DJ set today, what would be your last track?
Wow, that's a very good question. It would probably be I Need to Feel Loved. It's
Mark and Claude?
No. It's
Oh no, from Reflex.
yeah, Reflect. But originally the song was written by Thomas Newman.
Oh yeah.
Wrote Petition. So all the credit actually of that song needs to go to Thomas Newman. None of the electronic. I mean, they made it really well, and I appreciate that's why. I mean, I love the tracks. But that track would probably maybe it's weird to think that it won't be one of my own tracks. That's strange. But yeah, I think it would probably be that.
Okay. Andre, also known as Lastly, thanks for your time.
Thank you so
much. It was
much.
great seeing you for the first time, and continued good luck on your journey in the music scene.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.